Humans have always had an innate curiosity for the unknown. Mars's colonization has the potential to change the future of our species. Understanding the history of water on Mars appears to be one of the clues to the puzzle on the probability of life on this planet. However, there are important technical, ethical, and biological dangers to consider before we can proceed. There has been a history of successful Mars missions. In fact, there was the Viking 1 and the Viking 2 in 1975, and the Mars Pathfinder in 1996. Then, in 2003, left the Mars Exploration Rover Spirit to look for signs of water, along with the Mars Exploration Rover Opportunity. In 2007, there was the Phoenix Mars Lander, and finally, the Mars Science Laboratory Curiosity Rover in 2011. SpaceX aims to land humans on Mars by 2025, whereas NASA hopes to send humans to Mars by 2030. Many natural and human disasters may affect us in the next millennium. Thus, colonizing other planets reduces the risk of extinction. There are a vast amount of resources that are available on Mars, including many precious metals. Also, Robert Zubrin, an American aerospace engineer, states that there are oceans of water available as permafrost on the red planet. Carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, and oxygen are also available. These resources can be transformed into rocket fuel. There are many advantages to further exploring Mars. In fact, this planet has a lot of science to be done. Life should exist on Mars, and studying Mars can prove or disprove our current theories of development of life. This will help us understand our place in the universe. We will also need to drill into Mars to study if the life inside the ground exists, illustrating if life on Earth is similar to life on Mars. Also, the challenge of going to Mars will inspire a new generation of children to go into STEM. The Apollo missions caused a surge of STEM interest, and a Mars program could create a similar effect.
Humans to Mars program would be a tremendously bracing challenge for our society, be tremendously productive, particularly among youth. Okay, Humans to Mars program would say to every kid in school today, learn your science and you could be an explorer of a new world. We get millions of scientists, engineers, inventors, technological entrepreneurs, doctors, medical researchers out of that. And that the intellectual capital from that would enormously benefit us. It would dwarf the cost of the program. And then
going to Mars enables humans to potentially grow exponentially, similar to when Europeans expanded their borders to America. This expansion of human borders could enable a rapid growth of our technological capabilities.
We do what we can do in our time, establish that little Plymouth Rock settlement on Mars. Then, 500 years from now, there'll be new branches of human civilization on Mars, and I believe throughout nearby interstellar space. But
some extraterrestrial microorganisms might already be living on Mars. If they do exist, the colonization of this planet will substantially improve our capacity to search for these forms of life. For instance, by supporting deep surface drilling, or by allowing methodic collection and sophisticated analysis of astrobiological samples to take place directly on the surface of Mars. People against Mars exploration argue that there are dangers of overmining this planet for profit by the first settlers. Additionally, human settlement could disturb any form of life that may already live on Mars, including microbial life. While there is little reason to believe that cross-contamination is a threat between Earth and Mars, it is difficult to make a conclusive argument. Terraforming Mars will affect the native environment and any existing microbial life. Mars exploration also raises many questions. Who would own the resources on Mars? Would conflicts arise from countries competing for resources? Will colonists on Mars be ruled by the same people on Earth? How will flying to Mars affect the psychology of astronauts? A 7-month flight and isolation on Mars could lead to many mental illnesses. Additionally, there are a few physiological, sociological, and psychological issues that may arise from settling on Mars. Some unpredictable disasters might destroy important production systems or tools necessary for survival on that planet. Bad management of available resources, as well as depending on Earth-Mars exchanges, could pose potential dangers to colonists. Is humanity's survival a goal worth achieving at any cost? The exploration of Mars will require preparing a crew for a new level of human spaceflight challenges caused by the extremely long duration of the mission, typically more than 2 years. The duration of the missions required to get to Mars add many new challenges to the human spaceflight, such as radiation protection, gravity levels, and the level of confinement and isolation the crew has to be exposed to. Despite strict selection criteria, the crew are still human, and psychological damage caused by isolation is still a very real and dangerous possibility. Astronauts can be affected by asthenia, a syndrome defined as a weakness of the nervous system resulting in fatigue, irritability, concentration difficulties, and physical weakness. In short, in the era of manned spaceflight, we have learned much about how we, as a species, respond to conditions in space, but much of what we know will need to be re-evaluated before such a long and strenuous mission can be undertaken. Sustainable exploration of Mars requires establishing regulations to preserve the planetary environment. We must be careful of anything we bring on this trip to make sure that Mars is preserved in its pristine condition. In addition, the Earth and its biosphere need also to be protected from any potentially harmful agents brought back from the trip. The increase in robotic exploration and eventual human exploration on Mars risk causing an environmental impact in the form of contamination with spacecraft parts and microbiota. There is little doubt that we will have the technical capabilities to reach Mars in the coming decade. What needs to be discussed are the ethical, political, and biological risks of colonizing an alien planet.